Welcome to Lucia Gabriela TV, the place to be where we come to learn everything we can when it comes to mastering our love life, our relationship, and our sexuality. And today we have another amazing speaker into our show. Today we have Dr. Martha Lee. So the topic is going to be about from princess to queen, heartbreaks, heartgasms, and everything in between. And let's just learn who Dr. Martha is in this realm, and then we're going to jump into this exciting conversation. So Dr. Martha Lee is founder and clinical sexologist of Eros Coaching. She's a certified sexuality educator with AASECT, which is the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, as well as certified sexologist with ACS, American College of Sexologists. Martha holds a doctorate in human sexuality, as well as certificates in sex therapy, practical counseling, and life coaching. Often cited in the media, Dr. Lee is the appointed sex expert for Men's Health Singapore since 2009 and Men's Health Malaysia since 2010. She also contributes regularly toward Elephant Journal and Your Tango. She is also the host of weekly radio show, Eros Evolution for OM Time Radio. She was recognized as one of the top 15 inspiring women under 40 by her work, and in July 2010, and one of the top 100 inspiring women by Cozy Cod in March 2011. She is the author of Love, Sex, and Everything in Between in 2013, Orgasmic Yoga, Masturbation, Meditation, Everything in Between, 2015, and From Princess to Queen, Heartbreaks, Heartgasms, and Everything in Between, 2017. So it is my pleasure, my honor to introduce you and welcome you into our show, Dr. Martha. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your work. So we would like to learn a little bit about you. How did you start in this journey? What makes you who you are right now, and the way that you help in that part of the world?
Yes, so I'm born and bred Singaporean Chinese, and a lot of people get confused about where Singapore is. We are a very small country. We are a republic, and we are not part of China. So we are multicultural in Singapore, and we have a couple million people. Even though we are a small country, we have a lot of people, and we are economically one of the most prosperous countries in Asia. So coming from this very economically successful country, I was really not exposed to much sexuality or sex education at all growing up. And so it's not a surprise that when I grew up, I was surrounded by friends who were not comfortable with their sexuality, and I was very inquisitive about sex, and I wanted to help people. That isn't much mentioned in our society about sex, talked about in positive ways and also not in scary ways. And I wanted to make a difference as somebody who was passionate about sex. And so I went and got all this training that I needed to start my practice. And it has been coming to 8 years now.
Beautiful. And I really honor your work and all the amazing background you have in there. It is truly inspiring. And we can tell that you're really a very busy individual who is making things happen in your area. So let's dive deep into From Princess to Queen, Heartbreak, Heartgasms, Everything in Between. And that's your new book coming up. So share a little bit about it.
Yes, so I have 3 books. First one is Love, Sex, and Everything in Between. The second one is Orgasmic Yoga. And the third one that has been published just this year is From Princess to Queen. So this third book that I have, From Princess to Queen, is really a combination of personal sharing and also practical advice. So the chapters would open with a little teaser in the form of like a princess, and then delving into the topic, say for instance masturbation, and then followed by practical advice. So I believe that that's a big power. There's a lot of power in telling stories instead of lecturing and telling people what to do. I feel stories are very powerful, and because I cannot talk about my clients' stories, from the time I started my practice, I've been talking about my own stories. And so deciding to publish them is just an extension of me wanting to continue my work in supporting people with their sexuality. So some people would think like I'm a little like I'm an exhibitionist, like wanting to share my stories. But actually it took a lot of courage, and it's really putting myself on the line, being really vulnerable. And I hope through my stories be able to support and inspire and help people. And I'm very pleased that a lot of people who have read the book, they got it. They got the intention behind my sharing, and they got how I was trying to use my stories to support them in their own journey and their own sexuality. So yeah, that's the third book, From Princess to Queen.
It's so inspiring. When you were sharing, I totally resonate with you. When there's so many things that we see and hear from our clients that we cannot talk because it's private, confidential, and unless they give you permission, so right, like testimony or something like that. But it's true that when you share your story, it opens up more layers of our power, where it is not easy to share the vulnerable parts of you. So it really takes a lot of courage, and like you said, putting yourself on the line for the judgment, for the shame of others, for what family will say, or how they can bring all your life and your stories against you. It is truly amazing and remarkable. And especially I'm sharing this because in my own personal life, especially if you have kids, it needs a journey itself. It's a journey of embracing your full power. So I really admire you for that I can resonate with you on that. So what is your definition on heartbreak? When you're talking about heartbreak, heartgasms, and everything in between, what is, you can just give us a little taste of what is in that book about heartbreaks?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, this book is a personal book, and I cannot talk about going from being a little girl to stepping into my power as a woman without talking about relationships. And so I talked about the two basically big loves in my life, my two ex-husbands, and how that really tore me apart, and the lessons that I learned from being in relationships. So that's where the Heartbreaks comes from. And then Heartgasms is my journey to understanding about not just academic study of human sexuality, but delving and learning more about Tantra and about full body orgasms, and how, heartgasms, how you can move your sexual energy to your heart, how you can have an orgasm that is in your heart. So that's the intrigue that I wanted to put into the subtitle, Heartbreaks, Heartgasms, and Everything in Between. Everything about sexuality, from masturbation to body image to navigating relationships. Different themes are inside. And actually my relationship with my mother actually played a big part in this book. So several of the chapters actually talked about how I became comfortable with my body through the messages that I received from her growing up. So we don't realize what we have gone through in our lives, the things that we believe actually came through subtle messages from our parents.
So when we talk about mastering relationship and you talk about your the breakups and the divorces and the lessons that you learned, what would be your top 3 lessons that you can share with our community about relationship?
Yeah, I think we hear this a lot, and it took me so many times, so many rounds to really truly understand what it means to love yourself first before you can love another person. And that would be the first lesson I think all of us need to learn, because when you really love yourself, you have strong boundaries on what you need to take care of yourself. You do not allow yourself to be abused. You do not allow yourself to be taken advantage of. And it took me so long to learn the link between loving yourself and being a powerful person. So that would be the first message. The second one is, the more you learn about, sex and relationships, the better you are for it. I thought I knew a lot about sex. I went to sex school. I learned a lot more, and I'm still learning. I also learn from my clients. And the more I learn, the more I start to appreciate all the different shades of sexuality and relationships, and the richness and the fullness of it. And I strongly encourage people to be open to learning about their sexuality as an ongoing evolution, because where you're at is going to shift, and sometimes moment by moment, and sometimes day by day, sometimes week by week, month by month. If you're not noticing and having a good relationship with your body, you're not going to realize that you have shifted. So having more information definitely helps. I think the third one is really slowing down. The biggest lesson I've learned in life is slowing down. In my second book, Orgasmic Yoga, it's a practice where you self-pleasure every day for 30 minutes for 30 days. So it's recommended to be 30 minutes, 30 days. And I had so much resistance doing Orgasmic Yoga. And when I broke up with my second husband, I decided to really go at Orgasmic Yoga at full force. Instead of shutting my sexuality and being hurt in my heart, I decided to focus on loving myself more deeply through masturbation, through self-pleasuring. And by slowing down what can take 5 minutes to 30 minutes, I realized the importance of me slowing down in life and giving myself time and space to be gentle with myself, to sometimes not do much, and to appreciate not doing much is also of great value to me. And so I feel a lot of my clients are so used to being hard, being fast, going for results, feeling very much self-entitled, going for porn. They are really missing out on the richness and the slowness of what life has to offer and what sex has to offer. And so yeah, the third lesson would be slowing down.
Beautiful. So it's pretty much about loving yourself, getting to know more of yourself, allow yourself, give yourself permission to explore, to be explored, to learn more. Knowledge is great, but also integration is powerful in the process of learning and slowing down. And I believe that slowing down is part of the integration process, because we can read so many books, but if we don't slow it down, the integration is not going to happen. So definitely is one of my favorite things to share too in our community. And I love that you mentioned, give yourself that permission, that allowing to be okay with not doing anything, to just be like, we live in time in society where it's all rush, and fast and quick, and it have to be instant, and we don't take the time to what actually is too valuable, that is just being here, present, communicating with ourselves within, and just expand from there. So beautiful. Thank you so much. So orgasmic yoga for 30 days, 30 minutes. I haven't done it yet. That could be a beautiful practice. I haven't done it yet. I have heard it before, but like you said, we have to make that commitment to ourselves, right? And so, what would be your inspiring word for people to maybe start doing it for the New Year's, for the holidays? To start for the holidays, we're like in the middle of the actually almost the end of December, and everybody's really looking forward to a new year, new lives, new sex, right? So, what would be your word of inspiration for them to consider to start doing 30 days of orgasmic yoga?
Well, I committed to doing orgasmic yoga because I was going through a personal crisis. I needed something to get all my hormones balanced, and I can see a lot of people who have a comfortable life. They will not see like why they should go out of their comfort to do something like this. So we actually say, if you can't do 30 minutes, then 15 minutes. If you can't do 30 days, then do it for 3 days. So surely that you start to shift your comfort level, and you become more expanded. And if you want to learn new skills, it's about doing new things. I know of people who feel that they have been there, done that, done a lot of things, know a lot about sex. However, when it comes to being slow and like going into tantric practices, this is when it's about going deep. And I just like to encourage you to really think about having that loving relationship with yourself. And you could use orgasmic yoga as a way to transition into the new year, into these new energies, and use your sexual energy to manifest your intentions for the year.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up, because that's pretty much what we all do for sex magic, right? Like the sexual alchemy, how we can utilize that beautiful orgasmic energy and align it with our intentions for the desires that we have in our life, for those beautiful dreams and beautiful co-creations. And what better than actually using creative energy, orgasmic energy, to send more, more power to it. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. So
Yeah.
I know that we can talk forever about this topic, and you are sharing your wisdom at these beautiful times in the evening over there, and it's morning time over here. And I truly appreciate your commitment to share more of your message and your work with our community. But before we go, what else would you love to share with people about giving themselves permission to open up more to their sexuality? What else they can do to be there where they want to be, and they are not there yet?
So it took me a long time to learn this, because I come from a very economically prosperous country, and we are very much about the economy, about being successful, study hard, work smart, make lots of money, that kind of a culture. And I didn't learn about the masculine and feminine side of that is within all of us, the side of us that is direct, and the side of us that is soft and gentle. And I think that we need to understand that our masculine side needs to protect us, set boundaries and parameters, so that we can feel safe and relaxed. In order for us to be able to really come into our sexuality, we need to really be comfortable with knowing that and valuing the softer side of us, the core of who we are, the essence. We shame ourselves and say, oh, that part is not valuable. We need to be tough, we need to be strong, and we need to value both sides of us. Your viewers certainly wouldn't want to get to a point of success in their lives where they might be financially doing really well, but the heart is no longer there. You become so hardened and jaded. So it's really important to have both sides, to protect the soft side of us, and we can give that to ourselves rather than look around for people to give it to us or to protect us. We need to be able to protect ourselves, and this includes our sexuality.
Yeah, it all starts from within. Beautiful. You start from within and then give yourself permission to expand. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, how can our community learn more from you? Where can they reach you?
Yeah, so the best way to find out about me and my work is my website. That's Eros Coaching, eroscoaching.com. Yeah, so I have some online programs. I offer Skype training, and I also release a lot of short little YouTube videos. So yeah, they can just check out my work.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, thank you for saying yes to us again, Dr. Martha Lee.
Thank you. I really wanted to meet you because I've been following your Facebook posts, and I'm really inspired by who you are, and you are very beautiful. So that was one of the reasons why I reached out to you.
Thank you. Yay. Love it. Thank you so much. So, this is for today. We had amazing, incredible information for all of you amazing viewers. So thank you again for joining us to another amazing episode of Usted Gabriela TV, the place to be where we come to learn everything to match our life, love life, and relationship and natural sexuality. Thank you so much and see you in the next episode. Have a great day.